Yo, what up, y'all? Your boy Brick Street Sprite in the building, man. Like, subscribe, comment. Brick Street Hooligans, Brick Street Media, Hooli Vision. Jackboy Oops, man. They just released or just dropped this shit on the app a couple of days ago, yesterday, the day before, something like that, man. I think it was a couple days ago. Just want to do a quick recap, man. I just watched it, and Oops, first of all, let me say, recently Oops been talking real heavy, man, on like Angry Fan and on anything I've seen him on, man. He has this way of speaking like he's one of those dudes. You know what I'm saying? Like he's one of those guys. And to me, he hasn't really accomplished all that much in battle rap. He's accomplished more in politics than he has in battle rap, if you ask me. You know what I'm saying? Period. And to me, he never really, even on RBE, he never really caught any clear bodies, if you ask me, personally. You know what I'm saying? Like, he alright, but he not one of those dudes to me. You know, but he been talking heavy. So, and I heard Angry Fans say something along the same lines, you know what I mean? But I was like, I've kind of been looking forward to this battle because I saw his back and forth with Jackboy. I saw I saw him basically challenge Jackboy or try to bet money, put bread on this battle. I don't remember if it was they back end or what, but bottom line, man, I've never really seen him catch a clear body. I've never looked at him as, like, he's straight, but I never looked at him as one of those dudes. You know what I'm saying? Like, and now that he's on URL, he said a lot of things like, I used to rap just to get my message out, which I get. I understand that. I used to battle just to get my message across, but he was. And since then, he said, now that I'm on URL, I'm taking winning serious. Okay. But I have, the only time I've seen you win semi-clear was against Holmesy in your most recent battle. So I will give you that, because that was your most recent battle, and battle rap is a lot of what have you done for me lately type shit. You're only as good as your last battle for the most part, which I don't necessarily believe. I think your history and your resume has something to do with it. Somebody can fuck up once, and that, I don't think that fucks their entire resume up or their entire career in battle rap up. You know what I'm saying? Period. But that was one of his best performances, I think. You know what I'm saying? That I've ever seen was against Holmesy. I think that was the best Oops I've ever seen. My bad, y'all. That was the most competitive Oops I've ever seen. You know what I mean? As far as really trying to take somebody's head off. And I was just thoroughly impressed by that. But after the back and forth I seen with him and Jackboy, I was really interested in watching this battle to see how well he performed. Now, I had heard what happened in the battle beforehand, but I had to see it for myself. I had heard that he choked in his third, you know what I'm saying, beforehand. That's why sometimes it pisses me off that I see some of these recaps before I actually see the battle. But I've also watched recaps that were completely wrong. I've watched I've watched multiple recaps that say this dude won, this dude won, this dude won, and then watched the battle and he didn't win. This dude didn't win, and it was nothing like anybody ever said in the recaps. Off top, one of the battles I can think of right off top that was like that was Kid Chaos and Danger Zone. After that battle, before we ever got to watch the battle, everyone that was in the building was saying that Kid Chaos caught a body. And then when I watched the battle, I thought Danger Zone won the battle. Straight up, I thought Danger Zone won. So you can't base it off recaps. You gotta watch it for yourself, obviously, because they don't tell the story. They don't tell the whole story. People judge battles differently, and battles look different in the building than they do as far as on the tapes. You know what I'm saying? And off the second watch and on video. You know what I mean? There's a difference, a clear difference. Some people battle for the playback, and they always win on the playback, and they win when it drops. You know what I'm saying? on YouTube or on the, or that's what they be going for. They go for the extra layered shit that not everybody's necessarily gonna catch in the building, but you're gonna catch it when you get the video and they drop it and you're able to watch it multiple times. You know what I'm saying? So that's how a lot of battlers are. Either way, that's why you have to watch the battle yourself. And before I recap battles, usually I watch them a couple times, but there's no need to really watch this one more than once because of the way that it played out. But I just thought Jakkboy, to me, Jakkboy been on his shit lately, man. As far as in the Ultimate Madness 3 tournament, and every battle I've seen him in other than the Word Sport Battleground battle, which was his virtual battle on Yo-Yo's League, where he had a very lackluster performance and he was reading off papers, you know what I mean? He was reading off of his notepad, you know what I'm saying? And I just thought that was disrespectful to the league. You didn't even show up prepared. And then in the post-battle interview, you even talked about how you finished writing like 3 hours before the battle. To me, that's just disrespectful to the league that paid you to come battle. No matter how much they paid you, it doesn't matter. They paid you to be a professional, so you should be better with your preparation. That's what I think. But Jakkboy been on his shit, man, and he been in his bag. And it didn't change with this battle. He was on his shit. You know what I'm saying? He was in his bag. I thought Jakkboy took the first round clear. Oops had a couple of bars that was straight. First of all, Jakkboy has phenomenal performance, man. He was in his bag as far as his performance. That like witty, unpredictable shit that he does. That's like very creative, and like he has a very original cadence, flow, delivery, period. The material he comes up with is very creative and original. You know what I'm saying? And he did not disappoint in this battle as far as any of that stuff goes. And he just has an energy, man, that when his bars are hitting and his delivery's hitting in his performance and he has that trifecta really going, he's tough to beat, man. And he's just very entertaining. That energy is tough to fucking beat or duplicate. You know what I'm saying? And definitely hard to beat in the building as well or on first watch. You know what I'm saying? He looked great in that first round. You know what I'm saying? And I thought that Oops had a couple of bars. He had the VA bar. I done more for the VA than you ever have. Talking about you think you a legend in VA in Virginia, but I did all this shit for the veterans assistance, you know what I'm saying, through politics. So I've done more for the VA than you ever did. I thought that was fire. That bar hit for Oops. But Jakkboy stole the show, man. His first round, fire, flawless. And Oops didn't have a flawless performance, and Jakkboy had a flawless performance. Oops' second round was fire. You know what I'm saying? What was it that he said in the second round, man? I didn't write none of the bars down, man, but his second round was fire. You know what I'm saying? That was by far his best round of the battle. That was the only round that you could possibly give to Oops. He was on point in that second round. I wish he would have come with 3 of those. It would have been a very classic battle. Jakkboy did not disappoint. This was not a classic battle, not because of Jakkboy, but because of Oops. Oops did not hold up his end of the bargain as far as this battle. To me, though, the round of the battle was Jakkboy's third, even though it wasn't the longest round, because of the angle that he took and the way that he basically broke down the things that he's gone through lupus and how he's died twice on like the operating table or whatever in the hospital. And he fell out in the mall around his daughters, and like, bruh, that was deep shit. Like, I didn't know that he had been through it like that. I knew he had lupus, but you don't know to what extent people go through, to what extent they suffer. You get what I'm saying? Unless they open up to you. You know what I'm saying? Unless they let it be known. And that was him doing that. I had never heard him say some of those things. You know what I'm saying? And I just thought that was real eye-opening, man. That bar where he said, I went from judge to jury to clinical trials. That shit hit hard as fuck. That shit was real shit. That wasn't no made up metaphors or bars. That was some real life, I've been through this type shit. You know what I mean? And I just thought that shit was phenomenal, you know what I mean? And deep. And that's the type of shit I like, man. Coming from real life experience. And I just thought that was really dope because he gave everybody a piece of himself. He almost took a page out of Oops's third round playbook and just gave him some straight real talk. You know what I mean? Or like Math Hoffa or Geechee's third rounds. You know what I mean? Where it's just them real talk third rounds. You know what I mean? I just thought that was phenomenal. Best round of the motherfucking battle was that one right there. That third round from Jakkboy. Phenomenal round. Talking about his trials and tribulations with lupus. And he was comparing himself to Oops beating cancer. And he said, you were able to beat cancer. God gave you the strength to beat cancer. But I have to deal with this for life. You know what I'm saying? There was also a bar where Jakkboy said, I think it might have been in his second round, where he said, they call it holy water because he was talking about drowning Jesus. You know what I mean? Baby Jesus. He said, I took baby Jesus, and you know why they call it holy water? Because I tried to drown him in it. I was like, wow, bro. Wow. I never heard somebody come at the Christian battle rapper like that. Usually they'll battle God and they'll do all that type of shit, or try to contradict, or they'll try to bring up how these Christians contradict themselves through their lifestyle, claiming to be a Christian, and the things that they do and say not being very Christian-like. But he took a completely different angle, going in on like a physically attacking baby Jesus. And I think basically he was saying he's got a complicated, from what I got from his second and his third rounds, he was kind of saying he has a complicated relationship with God. You know what I mean? Because of the things he's had to go through with lupus and stuff like that. But God, I thought that was a dope-ass line, too. They call it holy water because I tried to drown him in it. Like, damn, that's ruthless. I never heard anybody say that. Go ahead. But I never heard anybody say that to one of them Christian rappers from that angle. You know what I mean? Like, that was crazy. I thought that was pretty brutal. But Jakkboy was dope in this battle, man. I'm not the biggest Jakkboy fan, but I'm becoming more and more of a fan every time I watch him battle, ever since that Ultimate Madness 3 tournament. And I think a lot of people fell off with Jakkboy because of the gnome shit. And another thing is, I'm tired of people taking the same angles against Jakkboy. You have to kind of expect that. But I just think that's lazy writing, man, when people attack the same shit. You know what I mean? It's like when people battle Danny Myers, they always take the same angle about him, his parenting and his kids and his wife's drug habit. They all take the same angles, and you're just regurgitating the same angles over and over and over again, which just it's lazy writing to me, man. You know what I'm saying? And we've heard these angles so many times. I'm not going to give you points for using those angles, and it's not going to wow me, no matter how you put it together. You know what I'm saying? Because these angles have been beaten like a fucking dead horse over and over again. You know what I mean? Just tired of it. But you knew he was going to bring up the gnome shit like everyone does. And everybody kind of fell off with Jakkboy after the John shit at Gnome 9 or whatever. But why Oops have to attack the same angles that everyone else does? Like, come on, bruh. You can't call yourself a pen or one of the top battlers or one of those dudes if you're just attacking the same angles everyone else does. Come with something different and more original, man. You know what I'm saying? When Cortez battled Jakkboy in the tournament, I don't think he mentioned John once, did he? He at least didn't do a big angle on it. If he did, it was very quick and brief. I don't even remember him mentioning it at all, which I thought was dope. That's why he beat Jakkboy, because Jakkboy was fire in that battle, but Cortez came with original material and wasn't regurgitating the same angles. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just think that's weak, man. But Jakkboy 2-1, easy. Maybe 3-0. I gotta watch it again, but it may be a gentleman's 30, but definitely 2-1. 2-1. You maybe could give Oops the second, because Oops was fire in his second. I will give him that. He was dope. If he would have had 3 of those, this would have been a classic. But Jakkboy, phenomenal performance. Hey, I'm turning into more of a Jakkboy fan every day, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's really redeemed himself since that gnome shit with John. And people need to stop taking the same angles with him, just like they do with Danny. If I was Danny, I'd be fucking sick of battle rap. I'd be tired as fuck of battle rap. That just shows you how much he loves battle rap. Because if people were talking about my kids and my wife every battle, I'd be like, fuck battle rap, man, at this point. You know what I mean? To me, that's just so not original. Even Jay the Nightwing kind of took the same angles, and I expected him to go in a different direction. He was dope, and he did some different things that people don't normally do with Danny, but he still regurgitated some of the same angles. But he probably had the most original approach that I've seen in a while with Danny. But either way, man, Oops used a lot of the same angles, and I wasn't real impressed with that. Wasn't real impressed with his whole performance. His first and his third, choked in his third, and it looked like they even tried to edit his choke to make it look like it wasn't as bad of a choke. I want to know how long he really choked. It seemed like he choked for a minute, because they faded out, came back, then faded out, and then came right back. I'm like, yo, he must have been choking for a minute. Then he got Jakkboy sticking up for him, which was dope. Jakkboy showing how Jackboy's matured a lot, man, as a person. But Jakkboy's third round explaining what he's been through lupus kind of shows you why he has that live for today attitude, that I don't give a fuck, live for today attitude, man. That kind of explained a lot to me as far as how Jakkboy acts. You know what I mean? I get it now. You know what I mean? I don't think I've ever seen him open up like that before. I thought that was real dope and insightful and very introspective, man. That was dope. You know what I mean? Jakkboy 2-1, possible Gentleman's 30. Was not real impressed with Oops, especially after that Holmesy performance, where that was probably the best Oops I've ever seen, other than maybe Daylight versus Oops. But Angry Fan's right. You can't keep living off a battle that's 7 years old or whatever, bro. Or however long ago that was. You can't keep living off that. You gotta have an epic elite performance on URL. You know what I'm saying? So, and be more consistent now that you're on URL talking like you one of those dudes. But either way, dope performance out of Jakkboy. Could have been a better battle if Oops showed up, but Jakkboy 2-1, possible Gentleman's 30. Let me know what y'all think about this shit. Entertaining battle, worth a watch just because of Jackboy's performance. Let me know, man, what y'all think about this shit. It's your boy Brick Street Sprite. Like, subscribe, comment. Brick Street Hooligans, Brick Street Media, Hooli Vision, and I'm out of here. 100.